Now this one does not have heads-up display. Sure does sound nice. Now, this has the LS3 engine in it. What's going on, guys? Today is a great day because it's always great when you get Corvettes delivered. We just got this Corvette delivered this morning. We bought it from an auction. Well, my dad bought it in an auction, which is pretty rare these days because he bought it in person. So we've been buying a ton of cars online, but luckily he found this one at a local auction here and he got it in. So we're going to check this car out. Like I said, we got it in here this morning, and it's a 2012 model. It's got 90,000 miles on it. It's a base Corvette. It's not a Grand Sport, not a Z06 or nothing like that. But it is going to be one that's priced really good, and I'm really surprised with the condition on this car. So my favorite part on this car is, this looks a little weird. I may take this off, but they put a red carpet cover in here. I just found out these shocks don't work, so may replace those, but you're seeing the car almost for the first time as me, all right? So we're going to go through it and look at an auction car. So when they first brought it over here this morning, it was running a little hot. It was running about 240, which is hot. Even down here in Texas, that's considered pretty hot. It was 2 gallons low on coolant, which I don't know how they didn't catch that at the auction, because when we buy these cars, it's got a K&N air filter. The shock's out on this one too? No. Has a K&N air filter, but when we go buy these cars at the auction, we pay another couple $100 for the engine and transmission, and look over to make sure it's a reliable car, good car, or else we don't have to buy it. So that's a good thing about buying at auctions. I do have some kind of guarantee on it, but I don't know why they missed the coolant. So it was 2 gallons low, so it filled that up. Car's running perfect. I've drove the car for an hour today, and excellent. I've already got a full synthetic oil change and inspection. So let's fire this car up and see what it sounds like. Now again, this is like the base model, this one right here, but they did put an aftermarket radio in there. Fires right up. Now I don't know if you can see in the video, it's got like 2 separate kind of carbon fiber. If you look on the air vents over there, you got like carbon fiber ish vents, but then you look here, I don't know if that's supposed to be like carbon fiber, but it's like a different kind of pattern. But exhaust sounds really good. No check engine lights, no nothing like that. Car doesn't even get detailed on the inside. But pretty cool car. I don't know how I feel about this. It does have a pretty cool back brake light. It says I win. So, you know, if you're in a race or something, step on the brakes because it's going to tell them that you're winning right there. But let's do this, because this is what we do every time we get a car in here. We're going to pull the history report. We're going to pull the Carfax. We're going to pull all that stuff. So I'll show you guys how we do it. So we're going to go over here. And this is just the easiest way for me to do it. We're going to open up my auction app. We're going to, actually, I think I have this app. So many apps when you're a car dealer. So we're going to sign into here. And here, come take a look at all this stuff. Oh, so yeah, great. Send me a verification code. So go over here, get this verified. Go over here. All right. Let's load. We got some, okay, copy this code. Copy. I don't know if you guys can see any of this. We're going to paste this code right here. Done. No. All right, so now we're in my little app, and we're going to scan VIN. And now let's go find the VIN number on this thing. Probably be easier right here. So we scan that, apply mileage, but this doesn't matter for this car, but it's about 90,000. I'll skip mileage. Exit out of that, close that. So we're going to go right over here and pull auto check, history report, view report. So this is what we do whenever we first get cars in. I like to run all the history reports and everything. So 2012, last reported miles is 90,735. 3-owner car. Now this is great on a scale of 64 to 82. Ours is 93, so that means the car's history and maintenance, all that stuff, well above. No wrecks, no insurance, no auction title brands, no insurance losses. So very great history report on this car. So I'm going to print this out and put it in there. But yeah, like I said, 2012 model. And we don't really, I was thinking about today, we don't buy that many cars from auctions as far as my specialty stuff. So like this Corvette, I got a 40th anniversary of 40,000 miles underneath that covers over there. I bought that off an individual. This 44 is off an individual. This, if you guys like 44s, check this car out. Now, I've never had one of these things, but look at it. It's got flames all painted in the front. You got your split window in the back. And the guy put AC, power steering, power brakes, neat car. I got this 95 truck over here off an individual. That SSR is from an individual. That Corvette I bought off an auction. That Thunderbird I got from an auction. This I got from an auction. But this C7 I got off an individual. That wide body C5 Corvette I got off an individual. So if you're looking to sell a car, I'm a good person to sell it to because I'm buying them high. I'm trying to pay the most money I can for them just to get them in here. But take a look at this Corvette. Look how wide this back end is. My dad drove it this past weekend, and he loves this car. I mean, he really wants to keep it for himself, but I'm selling it. It's under 20,000. Come buy this one. But look, take a close look how wide that car is. I mean, super wide, blacked out lights, yellow carbon fiber. I drove this car this past weekend. Now, I really like these cars, these Thunderbirds. I mean, they made them for limited years. This whole top comes off. You got a convertible underneath, but it just looks so classic, looks so retro, and I got a ton of thumbs up on this. And this one's a one owner, by the way, so if you want to be the second one, hit me up. It's for sale. But yeah, this Corvette right here, let's take it around the block so we can test it out and see how that one runs, okay? So hop in and let's go. All right, we're gonna go take this around the block and test it out. Now, like I told you, I've already driven this car, but I'm gonna drive it with you guys. Now, they did put a aftermarket Kenwood, which I don't really like because the radio works, but when it's just idle, it does all this stupid Android pop-ups and all that kind of stuff. We have iPhones. We're an iPhone dealership, okay? We're not about that Androids. Now, this one does not have heads-up display. Sure does sound nice. Now, this has the LS3 engine in it. 2008 was the first year that they put the LS3 in it. So I wouldn't say that there's really that much difference between the 08 to 13 base models. But that being said, it's always nicer to buy as late model as you can. They're worth a little bit more, but I mean, it's all pretty much the same car in my opinion. But this is the first white one I've had in a while. I can't remember the last one. I think the last white Corvette C6, it's been maybe about a year and a half since I've had a white one. So pretty uncommon for me to get these colors in. And I wish this color was red on the inside. It's not, it's just black. And I still got to do little stuff. Like I said, I just got it from the auction. So you can see the Corvette's not filled up all the way with the red. So I either may take this red off or I just may finish it with red. Got to get this cleaned up, the interior cleaned up. It's just a little dusty, a little dirty. But we'll handle all that. But you guys are just seeing it raw for the first time. And like I said, temperature gauge is working perfect now. I don't know why they missed the coolant on there. Tire pressure sensor is missing. One of the tires pressure things is out, which I don't like to fix those. That's just a waste of money. But yeah, I mean, idle's perfect, oil pressure perfect, temperature perfect, all around great car. I think we actually made a really good buy on this car. And compared to the 08 I just sold, which the 08 we just sold was a lot nicer than this, to be honest with you. That 08 was perfect. It had a lot of cool ground effects on it. But I was paid just about the same amount for this car that I did that 08. So this is going to be a pretty good buy for a 2012 model. And that's what I like to do, is make people good buys on cars. Now, my dad bought this one at an auction, so that saved us a little bit on transportation, saved us a little bit of fee, because they do charge me a bigger fee for buying online. But let's go in, let's take one last look around my dealership so you guys can kind of see the feel of what we got going on right now. So catch you in a bit. Oh, and by the way, I'm actually monetized now on YouTube, guys. So if you see some pop-up ads, hey, maybe watch through them a bit so I can get paid some. But don't worry about that. I'm not getting paid anything, a few cents. But take a look at some of these cars. So I think I told you guys in the last video, we got kind of two car lots here. We got my buy here, pay here, which is it's kind of like normal cars, the 3-row Expeditions, Ford Escapes, where if you live here locally, we're located in Corpus Christi, South Texas. we finance here people with bad credit. And then I have my finance or my sports car and classic car inventory, which is like my Corvettes, Thunderbirds, these kind of Corvettes, which there is financing available for these cars, but you got to have pretty good credit. So like on those ones, if you lived here in town and had a 400 credit score, I'll finance you. But do not apply on these cars with a 400 credit score, because I hate to break your guys' hearts, but that ain't just going to work, okay? You can't go buy a C7 with a 400 credit score, no money down. That's a first-time buyer. That doesn't work. I've had like 10 people lie on this, so I'm a first-time buyer, Bobby. Well, I hate to break it to you, but a first-time buyer in a Corvette, that's going to be hard to do unless you got about 50% down. So that's the story on these cars. But yeah, that's kind of my update on my inventory. I got a lot of stuff, and if you're selling a car, like I said earlier, you want to sell it to us. I buy cars over the phone. My dad hates buying cars over the phone or online, but we do it here too. But if you live here locally, hey, bring them on over. But I think my dad wants to say something about this car, so here's my dad. So my dad's coming out. You guys know I love buying online. I've already told you guys that before. I think it saves some time. But he loves buying cars in person. Here's the owner right there. He loves buying cars in person. I like buying cars online. But tell him why you like buying cars in person.
Well, I guess I'm the older school. That's the younger school. I've been in the car business now for near 50 years. And God's blessed me with this business and this great son and her camera lady there. She should be in the video because she's a lot prettier than we are. But anyhow, I like buying cars in person. I like to touch, feel, see, kind of like a woman, stuff that you can see online. I mean, there's lots of pictures online of cars and stuff. And I bought this car in person, and there's some stuff on here I don't like. I would never caught it online and probably paid way too much money on it. These stripes here do not match up. You cannot see the peels in them where they put them on in properly. I'm going to take the things off.
Yeah, you wouldn't see that online.
You wouldn't see that online.
This is a little loose.
This right here is loose. You wouldn't see that online. You wouldn't see right here where this car at one time it's had some paint work. Even though it's got a clear history report on this car, you wouldn't be able to pick up a lot of this overspray on this car. Different factors. You couldn't drive the car. This car's got a few squeaks in it that we need to find out. It's in the top that you will not hear online. They'll show the picture of the tires and stuff, but unless you get inside, mainly these big wide tires, you cannot really see the wear. So I get down
and get down in there
and look on the tire and see the tire wear and where it's coming from if I need to replace these tires, because these tires are not cheap. They're about $1,200 a set, and that's getting a deal on them. Of course, you did notice the spoilers were painted red, which I don't like.
Yeah,
you probably would pick up the window tint here that's peeling off, which I don't like.
You see back here, it says I win in the third brake light. So I win.
No, I didn't see that. Yeah, you just showed me that. I didn't see that in person.
But yeah, when you go to person, you get a lot, but you can actually hear the car. When you buy it online, you can't even hear it.
You actually hear it, and online we get a deal called the PSI, where we pay the auction deal to get these cars checked out. It's called a green light, red light, yellow light when you buy these cars. This is a green light car. They test them, drive them, make sure mechanically transmission's good and all that. If they do not do that, and if it gets to my car lot and I don't like it, I got a time frame, I kick this car back. You will not pick that up online. So there's a lot of things to look at buying these cars in person than buying them online.
Well, what do you recommend to all the people that buy cars from us online?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. We got about 100% proof rating. We sell a car online. I'll over-describe it.
Yeah, we've had people ready to send us money, and we talk them out of it.
That's a true story. I mean, I want people to know every little defect. If you buy it online, and that's a new wave of purchasing, people actually will send us. We sold cars all over the world online. The people's never even seen the car. But like I told my son, I'm old school, and I don't like to tell people something that ain't true, and I want them to know every little detail about the car because I don't want to get into them and they're calling me up and saying, "Hey, man, I found this, I found that." That was all told to you before you buy it online. I mean, they send us $100,000 sometime on some of these classic cars and stuff, but that's how they like to purchase. Bobby, of course, he's a new breed, and he likes to buy stuff online.
And they charge us more too. You think they charge you the same amount, but they charge you more to buy online.
Yeah, they charge you more to buy online. There's a different fee as far as your buy fee and stuff, but you know, it's up to the individual. This is a 2012 Chevrolet Corvette LT3 engine, which is a top tier
LS3, and
I mean the LS3.
And second to last. In Corvettes, there's too many T's in it. LT, LS, all kinds of stuff. But other than the interior being detailed and stuff, it's almost ready to go.
Yeah, we got to fix up this little touch-up space over here. Personally, I'm going to take these decals off. I want to paint that spoiler back black.
What do you guys think about this down here too?
Oh yeah, this is a little.
What do you guys think about that? I don't like that, but if you guys like it, we'll keep it on.
Well, it matches the wheels. I do like that. They didn't really jack too much of that up. And a lot of times you buy stuff online, if they got performance add-ons, it'll make the car definitely not run the way it should be if it's not done properly. You know, and I'm all for performance add-ons myself to a certain degree, but a lot of people go over the step and overdo it, and they never can get the computer to act with the performance enhancements. So that's another thing to look at. There's a lot of pros, a lot of cons, but I think the pros of buying in person, money from us, is a lot better than buying online. But we do have an online site. We like people to see our cars. I mean, people are going to have to see our cars before they buy them. But it's up to you. But if you buy a car from us, I'll guarantee you, and I've schooled my son on it since he's been with me, and he's a partner in the business now, and to oversell the car. Don't undersell the car. I mean, I've been here for 43 years now at this location, and for a reason. It's not because I gig people or take their money or lie to them. Sometimes I may stretch a little bit, but you're here listen to the stretch. So not online stretches.
Well, that's the difference between buying in person and online. He's been buying cars for over 40 years in person, so he's the expert. And like I said, if you guys are selling car, I showed you guys, I don't know if you realize this, almost only 2 cars here we bought at an auction. 40th anniversary, individual. 40 Ford, individual we got from. Ford got from individual. This got from individual. This from an auction. Thunderbird auction. 04 Corvette auction. 15 Corvette we got from individual. Yellow Corvette from individual. So if you got a car for sale, you need to come on over here, Stingray Alley, because we'll buy it.
Bring it to us. I guarantee you, we take the hassle out of it. People don't understand what it takes to sell a car. We actually live at this car lot. It's like going fishing. We put our bait out here, and we have to take a lot of these hard heads and throw them back in. Unfortunately, not everybody can buy one of these cars, but we got cars that anybody can buy. I don't pick on people, whether you got $500 in your pocket or you got $5 million in your pocket. We're all human beings. We treat you the same. So we invite everybody to come see us. We got special finance programs worked out for people. If you want to finance a car, that's something that you can't go see unless you've already got the stuff worked out with your bank or credit union or whatever. We do that for you here. You got to trade in. I want to buy a car, but I got this car here that I want to trade in. Oh, $20,000 on it. I don't have the money to pay for that. This one and buy another one. We'll take your trade in if you're in line with it.
Yep, sure will.
We get the car serviced. We get them detailed. They're ready to go, show your friends and show off, not be embarrassed about them. And that's another thing by coming and seeing us here at Stingrayalley. We will help you out. But again, getting back to selling the car in person, you got to deal with, okay, I want to buy your car, but will you take the trade in? Will you take this motorcycle in trade? Or I got to talk to my wife. Well, how much down do you want? How much you want a month? You say, what? What are you talking about? I just want the money. Well, it ain't like that. It don't happen like that. You got to advertise. You got to be here 24/7, basically speaking. There's so many more pros than cons by coming in, seeing us, in selling your car to us.
Well, it's over and done with. You ain't got to wait.
It's ain't done. I'm gonna cut you a check. You go on down the road and spend the money, have a good time, what have you.
And the big thing is, if you try to sell cars online now, people know where you live, and they'll go steal the car that same night.
Oh yeah, these thieves ain't. You see these gates? They're there for a purpose. They're there for a purpose. That's the hardest thing I ever had to do is put gates up around my business, but unfortunately, these are the times. But yeah, selling the car. We had a guy come in earlier today. What do you have, a Mercedes?
Yeah, Mercedes. Yeah. And actually, I've been crushing people's dreams, unfortunately, because people think their cars are worth so much more than they are. And you got to understand, there's not a big market for some of the cars. Something may be worth, say you got something, a Yu-Gi-Oh card or Pokemon card or what have you. It's worth $20,000. Well, to me, I would have paid more than a couple $100s for it. You probably wouldn't even buy it. So even though it's worth something, doesn't mean there's a big market for it. You got to find somebody to buy it.
And you may have taken a car and put $10,000 in extras on there, performance add-ons, custom wheels, side pipes, whatever you do to it, blower, supercharger, what have you. Well, I've got this money. I spent all this money on this car. The consumer he didn't really want that to begin with. So you never get that back from a consumer. I look at it and I say, hey, that's a plus. I know I've done it myself. I'll give you more money for it than John Doe will out here.
I did that on that last Mustang we bought.
The last Mustang we bought. That's right, exactly.
I paid $2,500 more than what it should have brought for all the extras.
But and we take the hassle out of you selling the car. I mean, you can't sleep at night because I can't say car. People show up at your house to look at it. Well, I just want to go there for a test drive. Well, while they're test driving your car and they hit somebody, and if unfortunately somebody dies or your car gets sold out, you're responsible. You bring it to us. I'm gonna put my name on that title, and it's out. You're lucky go. You ain't got to worry about it. But there's 8 out of 10 people will get that title from you when you sell it to them. They don't take it to the tax office to pay taxes on it to a month or never. We have a lot of people who won't sell cars not even in their name. The title jump. You can't do that. So that's probably the biggest reason to come sell to a dealer or to us is that we take that liability out of it, because you could be sued for everything you've ever worked for with somebody taking and doing that with your car while they're test driving it. So look at all the pros, look at all the cons. I think you'll find the pros that's on us a lot better than the cons on this deal here. So, hey, we love your business. We want you to come see us. Come see us soon. Weather's great. We're great. You're great. Trump wins. It's going to be real great.
Get Trump back in there and come get you a Corvette at Stingray Alley. Thank you guys for watching, and make sure to subscribe.
It'll make Stingray Alley greater than it ever was.